In the spirit of Thanksgiving, I wanted to take a quick moment and thank each of you here in our community. We truly appreciate that you give us some of your valuable time each week. So to our extended family, welcome back my friends, and let me be the first to thank you this holiday season. Your support has been instrumental in the growth of this great community, and we truly appreciate it. Thank you. Hey everyone. Wow, what a week of sales we have once again, and we're so close to the holidays that I can feel discounts ramping up every day. It's a great time to be a fan of the Switch, and we love sharing the deals with all of you. If this happens to be your first time here, thanks for checking out the video. I'm JP, and welcome to Good Talk HQ. If you love saving money on great Nintendo eShop games, or just hanging out and watching some live streams or gameplays, please consider hitting that red subscribe button down below to become part of our wonderful community. We'd love to welcome you into our group, and we've grown to nearly 4,400 strong, plus on top of that, we also do monthly giveaways, and today we have the winners for October announced down below in the pinned comment. Congrats to the winners, and remember all you have to do to enter the next one is just be subbed to the channel, hit that like button down below, and leave us a comment so we can find your name and add you on the list. And with all that said, let's go ahead and jump into the list and find some deals. As always folks, stay safe out there and please enjoy the video. Alright, let's go ahead and start off the list with Golden Force. This is an adventure style platformer with a gorgeous pixel art aesthetic and a charming story. It's available for 1 or 2 players in local co-op and should last roughly 3 or 4 hours. The game features 4 playable characters, an old school level of difficulty, fantastic boss battles, and loads of secrets to find. Now you'll be able to explore all 4 worlds solo or with a friend locally, which always adds some value to us. Take on the role of 1 or 2 of the elite Golden Force with promises of gold and epic battles. If you're interested in this one, make sure to check it out before the sale ends on November 10th. It's marked down 50% to just $9.99. Next we have Greak, Memories of Azur. This is a single player puzzle platformer from Team 17 and offers roughly 8 or 9 hours of main story gameplay. The story revolves around 3 siblings on a quest to save their home from invasion. The hand-drawn art and animations are stunning on the Switch, and there's even a demo for folks to try it out first. Now although there's a heavy emphasis on puzzle solving throughout the game, it never gets too overly complicated or unfair. The game also features an amazing combat system as well, plus some challenging bosses to reward your hard work. The soundtrack is also top-notch, and this is a great deal right now while on sale until November 4th, marked down 25% to just $14.99, which is an all-time low. Next up we have Alien Isolation. This is a single-player horror survival game offering more than 20 hours of terrifying gameplay. Now there are a lot of games in this genre, however this is often considered to be among the best. In Alien Isolation, players are hunted relentlessly throughout the game, which takes place on an abandoned spaceship and tells the story of Ellen Ripley's daughter, Amanda, as she tries to uncover what happened to her mom. The game is truly terrifying and should only be played by those with nerves of steel. If you feel up to the challenge though, please check this one out before the sale ends on November 6th. It's marked down 50% to an all-time low of just $17.49. Evil Tonight is a single-player adventure from VIII Games, one of our personal favorites here at the channel. The game features a top-down view and feels very much like playing an older Resident Evil game with just better controls. Now there's no hand-holding, no map, and you'll have to explore to find items, secret areas, solve puzzles, and manage your inventory in order to progress throughout the story. The game should last players roughly 10 or 12 hours. Now this one surprised me for sure, and I've enjoyed it so much that I even featured it here recently on the channel. The presentation is top-notch all around, and this truly is an eShop hidden gem in my opinion. Please consider giving this game a try as it's on sale with an introductory discount of 10% until November 4th, marked down to just $13.49. Knights and Guns is an arcade-style shooter for 1 or 2 players in local co-op and comes to us from Baltoro Games. The game's main story should last roughly 4 or 5 hours, but the replayability here is very high. The game is very similar to something like Bug Butcher in that you can only shoot straight up in the air. It also runs at a smooth 60 FPS and has several game modes with a vast arsenal of firepower at our disposal. There are even some cool armor suits to find that add a little bit of protection and style. If you like arcade shooters, make sure to check this one out while on sale until November 12th. It's marked down half price to an all-time low of just $7.49. ScourgeBringer is a single-player 2D action platformer from Plug-in Digital and offers players roughly 9 or 10 hours of main story gameplay. Now this game is ultra challenging and fans of true video game punishment will love it. As far as the roguelike genre goes, this game is a must play at least once. The controls are amazing and the game looks gorgeous here on the Switch, and I bet even better on the OLED. Plus the soundtrack is top notch. The dungeons are procedurally generated and the boss battles are absolutely fantastic. If you enjoy a good challenge, please check out ScourgeBringer before the sale ends on November 4th. It's marked down 35% to an all-time low of just $10.99. Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2 are both on sale along with many in the series. Let's take a look at the first one. This is a single-player horror game, one of many in the series from Capcom that will take players around 10 to 15 hours to complete. This was originally a 3DS exclusive, which over the years has been upgraded and ported to the Switch along with the sequel. This one takes place between the events of 4 and 6 and is set on a cruise ship stranded at sea. It revolves around series favorites Jill Valentine and Chris Redfield. The gameplay is more like 4, 5, and 6 with a 3D over-the-shoulder point of view made popular in Resident Evil 4. And the story does explain a bit of how these viruses keep spreading with the Umbrella Corp out of commission. For me, these are must-own titles on the Switch, as having these amazing games on the go and both together is great. If you're a fan of the series and still haven't played these, both 1 and 2 are on sale right now until November 11th, marked down 60% to $7.99 each. Next we have Observer. This is a single-player adventure game with a strong narrative and offering a story that should last players roughly 8 or 9 hours to wrap up. The game is basically a detective thriller set in a cyberpunk world. The year is 2084 and the world lies in ruin. Throughout the story, we work to uncover the mystery behind our son's disappearance. Now this game is easily one of the more unique titles here on the Switch and offers some truly scary moments combining stealth exploration with dialogue-intense interrogation scenes that are outstanding. This game is well worth checking out while on sale until November 5th, marked down 75% to just $7.49, which is an all-time low. Next up we have Skul, the Hero Slayer. This is a single-player action platformer from NeoWiz and offers roughly 5 to 10 hours of main story gameplay. Now this is a fast-paced platformer with an awesome combat system, great controls, and amazing pixelated graphics. The story is comedic and I've really enjoyed what I've played of it thus far. Now you will die a lot, and in fact it's encouraged, as is the case with most of these roguelite style games, but the game features over 100 playable characters, each with unique abilities and skills to keep things fresh and enjoyable. Plus there are loads of upgrades and secrets to find throughout. This is a relatively new game and definitely worth checking out while on sale until November 4th. It's marked down 14% to just $17.99. Next up we have Dandara, the Trials of Fear Edition. This is a single-player adventure platformer from Raw Fury with a main story that should last players roughly 8 to 10 hours or so to wrap up. Now this is a 2D Metroidvania style game with awesome graphics and sound design, detailed environments with mystical creatures and a heavy emphasis on exploration. The game also has a cool movement feature, similar to Moa Stray, where you can bounce off of any surface to explore and get around. The Trials of Fear Edition for the Switch adds 3 new areas to explore, a new boss to battle, with a more fleshed out story to enjoy. Plus, this version has touch controls as well. If you're interested in Dandara Trials of Fear, make sure to pick it up before the sale ends on November 4th. It's marked down 65% to just $5.24. Pode is a puzzle-style adventure game from publisher Henchman and Goon, with a main story that should last around 4 to 6 hours to complete and is available for 1 or 2 players in local co-op. In fact, this game was designed with co-op in mind and really is a blast if you have a friend or a sibling to play with. The story is about a rock and a fallen star, solving puzzles together in a stunningly beautiful world. You'll explore an ancient cave system to uncover its hidden secrets, and you can even combine the 2 characters' special moves together to overcome the tougher puzzles. Now as I said, it's designed with co-op in mind, but the game is completely playable by yourself as well, and it's still a great game. If you're interested in Pode, make sure to grab it up before the sale ends on November 14th. It's marked down 50% to an all-time low of just $12.49. Atomicrops is a single-player adventure game with a retro style and a top-down view from publisher Raw Fury and offers a main campaign that will last roughly 10 hours or so to wrap up. Now this is a wild blend of roguelite action and a farming sim. The gameplay loop revolves around you growing these ultra GMO crops to feed the local townsfolk by day and defending your farm from mutants and bandits at night. You build relationships with these townfolks as well, and they can even join in on the battle and help you defend your farm. This is another game that would be great to see on the OLED, I'm sure, and if it sounds interesting to you like it did me, make sure to grab it up before the sale ends on November 4th. It's marked down 50% to an all-time low of just $7.49. Morbid, the 7 Acolytes is a single-player action RPG with an isometric view and stunning pixel art graphics, offering a main story that will last roughly 8 to 10 hours. This is a gruesome and disturbing Souls-like game featuring epic and brutal boss battles, diverse environments, and a deeply narrative-driven story. Players will have to find upgrades to gear, weapons, and skills along the way as we challenge the 7 possessed acolytes with godlike powers in order to save the kingdom. This is definitely a mature game with mature themes, but if it's your type, make sure to grab it up before the sale ends on November 7th. It's marked down 50% to an all-time low of just $12.49. Pumpkin Jack is a single-player 3D action platformer that will take players roughly 6 to 7 hours to finish up. We play as the Pumpkin Lord himself, and we've been contracted by the devil to do his bidding. The game is fairly linear, but there's a few different level types to keep it fresh along the way. The game immediately reminded me of Medieval from the original PlayStation, which was another Halloween-themed, spooky-based platformer, and this felt a lot like that. One really cool mechanic here were that there are areas where you could find and use Jack's head to complete the puzzle, where you'd have to leave his body behind. The game really does look great and run great here on the Switch, and if you like these type of adventure games, make sure to grab it up before the sale ends on November 14th. It's marked down 55% to an all-time low of just $13.49. Next up, we have VIII, Lacrimosa of Dana. This is a massive 3D RPG from Falcom Studios that will take more than 50 hours to complete, and my goodness is it good. The story is compelling, the combat is fun and engaging, and the graphics are great all things considered, with it being here on the Switch. Players awaken after a shipwreck and find ourselves stranded on a strange island along with some other passengers, and we must band together in order to form a community to defend ourselves from fearsome beasts and other dangers. The game features an on-the-fly party swapping system, which was awesome, and there's some unique sections which will help uncover the mystery of Dana, which is the blue-haired woman with an unknown motive. If you're a fan of a good story-driven RPG with tons of content, make sure to grab this up before the sale ends on November 8th. It's marked down 67% to an all-time low of just $19.99. Next we have Aragami the Shadow Edition. This is a 3D stealth style action game from Merge Games and offers players roughly 10 to 12 hours of main story gameplay. It also features co-op action for up to 2 players. In this one, players will assume the role of an undead assassin, and as such you have the power to control the shadows. This mechanic will be used in combination with other abilities to make your way through each level. Now the Shadow Edition includes the base game and the prequel DLC Nightfall as well, which added some new characters and shadow powers to master. This is one of my favorite games and highly recommended when on sale, like it is right now until November 11th. It's marked down 60% to an all-time low of just $11.99. Next up we have Blue Fire. This is a single-player platform RPG from publisher Graffiti Games with a main story that will last roughly 10 to 15 hours, maybe a bit longer for completionists. In Blue Fire, players will embark on a journey through various temples and locations with increasingly harder platform challenges, while completing quests and finding collectibles along the way. The game is all about fast-paced movement and quick reflexes. The art style is phenomenal and the soundtrack once again was incredible. Now this game has been called a cross between Wind Waker and Sunshine, and I would say that's pretty accurate. If it sounds interesting to you, consider grabbing this one up. It might be the hidden gem you're looking for. Right now it's on sale until November 11th, marked down 50% to just $9.99. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the Game Complete Edition, is a beat-em-up for 1 to 4 players available in both local and online co-op modes. The game comes to us from Ubisoft and offers roughly 5 to 10 hours of main story gameplay. This is one of the most fun beat-em-ups on the Switch, and it truly is a great game. The animation and soundtrack are top-notch, and this edition also includes all of the DLC as well. The unique comic book art style and animation inspired by the movie really do look great on the Switch. If you're a fan of beat-em-ups, this one is top quality and definitely highly recommended by us here at the channel. If this is your style of game, make sure to grab it up before the sale ends on November 4th. It's marked down 50% to an all-time low of just $7.49. Next we have La-Mulana 1 and 2. These are tough-as-nail Metroidvania games from NIS America, offering more than 40 hours of gameplay each. They feature amazing pixel art graphics and extremely tight controls. Players will have to explore the ruins of La-Mulana and the inverted version in the sequel, searching for the secret treasure of life. Now these games require lightning quick reflexes and an iron will, as they will put your resolve to the test. In the sequel you play as the daughter of the main character from the first, and I don't want to tell you too much more or it would spoil the story, but please, if you enjoy Metroidvanias, especially tougher ones, make sure to check these out before the sale ends. On November 8th, they're both marked down 50% to all-time lows, with Part 1 being set at $7.49 and Part 2 set at $12.49. For less than $20, that's a great value. Next we have Yomawari, the Long Night Collection. This is a collection of 2 games from publisher NIS America and offers roughly 5 to 10 hours of main story gameplay combined. Now these are strange games with some disturbing visuals and an eerie soundtrack. You'll traverse the haunting world of Yomawari Night Alone as a young girl searching for her sister, and then in Yomawari Midnight Shadows, you'll follow the two young schoolgirls as they uncover the mysteries plaguing their hometown. You of course have no real combat options in this one and must hide to stay alive and make it back home. If you're looking for a strangely unique and somewhat creepy story, make sure to check this one out while on sale until November 8th, marked down 63% to just $14.99. Steamworld Dig 2 is a single-player 2D adventure platformer from Image & Form International, with the main story that will last roughly 10 to 15 hours. The story follows a lone steambot with her companion as they investigate a series of earthquakes under her hometown. Players will dig their way underground and explore vivid worlds riddled with treasure, secrets, and traps. You'll also have to battle dangerous enemies including shadowy creatures and navigate the twisted paths. You'll also be able to upgrade your gear and weapons to progress further and face even bigger challenges. There are even some cool gadgets to use such as a hookshot and a jet engine. If you're interested in this one, you can get it on sale along with the rest of the series until November 14th. It's marked down 60% to an all-time low of just $7.99. What Remains of Edith Finch is a collection of single-player adventure games from publisher Annapurna Interactive and will take roughly 3 or 4 hours to finish up. Now this is a collection of strange tales about a family in Washington State. Players take over the role of Edith and have to explore this massive Finch house, trying to uncover the mystery of her family's history and why she's the last one alive. Now this is more of an experience than a game, so to speak, but it really does recreate that feeling of being transported into the pages of a really emotional book. The game is more about the atmosphere and the feeling that you get from being in this home, learning of all the stories, and feeling completely alone. Now with all that said, if this is your type of game, make sure to check it out before the sale ends on November 4th. It's marked down 70% to an all-time low of just $5.99. Next we have the Amnesia Collection. This is another collection of scary games brought to us from publisher Fictional Games, and the package offers more than 20 hours of combined gameplay. You'll get The Dark Descent, which puts you in the shoes of a young man named Daniel as you explore a desolate castle trying to piece together your memories. You also get A Machine for Pigs, which has you play as a wealthy businessman on a mission to save his children from imminent doom. And you get the Justine DLC, which is basically a series of twisted puzzles put together by a demented human being. This is a really great value when it's on sale, and right now you can pick it up until November 4th, marked down 90% for just $2.99, which is an all-time low. Next we have The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3. This is another single-player 3D action RPG, this time again from Falcom, and offers more than 100 hours of gameplay. Now keep in mind this is the deluxe edition that includes all of the 14 DLC, making this an insane value, available here on the Switch. The game is basically a turn-based RPG at its heart, and the third in a series that is pretty reliant on you knowing the story of the first two games, so keep that in mind. The graphics and sound are great here on the Switch as well. Now there is a bit of repetitive gameplay in all honesty, but that's kind of par for the course. So if you like JRPGs and you don't mind the grind that comes with them, make sure you check this out while it's on sale until November 8th. It's marked down 50% to just $29.99, which is an all-time low. Jurassic World Evolution, the Complete Edition, is a single-player simulation park building style game from publisher Frontier, and it's hard to place a time limit on the game as it offers hours and hours of content. Like I say, this game has a lot on offer, and the Switch version runs great in docked and in handheld. Now as the player, we get thrown right into the action and can either build a new park from the ground up or relive one of the memorable moments from the film series. With the Complete Edition, you get all of the bonus DLC story packs, which includes the coveted Return to Jurassic Park campaign, and sees players rebuilding the original park from the first movie. So if you like park builder sim style games, right now is the perfect time to get it as it's on sale until November 4th, marked down 55% to an all-time low of just $26.99. Call of Juarez the Gunslinger Edition is a single-player arcade-style FPS from publisher Techland and offers roughly 5 to 7 hours of main story gameplay. In this one, players assume the role of a ruthless bounty hunter on the trail of the West's most notorious outlaws. The main story is full of memorable moments and tells the untold truth of some of the greatest legends of the Old West. The game features a gorgeous open world with beautiful sights and wildlife to really make the world feel alive. Plus, the Switch version even added motion controls and HD rumble, which is always nice when the Switch has some unique console exclusive additions. Make sure to grab this one up before the sale ends on November 9th. It's marked down 50% to just $9.99, which is an all-time low. Alright, let's close off the list with Neon Abyss. This is a single-player action platformer from Team 17 and offers players roughly 10 to 15 hours of main story gameplay. This is a fantastic game where you run and gun your way into the abyss as part of the Grim Squad. The game also features a unique dungeon evolution system where each run is altered by the previous run. This gives you a level of freedom on how you complete and expand each dungeon. Another really cool feature is how the items can be stacked in almost an infinite amount of different ways, and these will be key to your success, so make sure you experiment and play around with the different combinations. Now this is another game we highly recommend on the channel when on sale. If you've been wanting to check it out, make sure to grab it before the sale ends on November 4th. It's marked down 46% to a new all-time low of just $10.79. Monster Boy in the Cursed Kingdom is another one of our personal recommendations here at the channel. It's a single-player 2D platformer from FDG Entertainment and offers more than 20 hours of main story gameplay. The game features gorgeous hand-drawn animations and one of the best soundtracks on the list. One of the most unique aspects of the game is your ability to transform into one of 6 forms, each with their own unique physical skill sets and abilities. This will greatly affect how you tackle each obstacle in the levels as you progress through. Again, this is one of our personal recommendations, and it's at an all-time low of just $9.99, marked down 75% until November 4th. Be sure to check this one out. Monster Sanctuary is an adventure-style platform RPG from Team 17, one of our favorite publishers here at the channel. The game has a main story that should last more than 30 hours, and it also has multiplayer for 2 players as well. Now this game features gorgeous pixelated graphics with a side-scrolling view and sees players collecting, training, and battling with monsters similar to something like Pokemon. Players will embark on an epic adventure using the monsters that you find along the way, as well as the teammates that you'll gather. Now this is a Metroidvania, which so many are nowadays, and the abilities that you unlock by finding the new monsters will hold the key to your progression throughout the stages. The game even offers an online head-to-head battle mode as well, giving even more value when on sale. If you're interested in this one, make sure to grab it up before the sale ends on November 4th. It's marked down 50% to an all-time low of just $9.99. Roller Coaster Tycoon 3: The Complete Edition. This is a single-player park building sim that has been retooled to work great on the Switch. You get to build a massive theme park full of amazing rides, but you also of course get to manage the park as well. You can control things like ticket prices, staff wages, store pricing, and much more. But they also have the sandbox mode as well, so if you'd rather just build and not have to worry about money and all the other tedious day-to-day activities, you can do that mode as well. There are over 300 rides, 60 different shops, and you can even raise animals in this complete edition. If you enjoy park builders and you're looking for something on a budget, maybe check out Roller Coaster Tycoon 3: The Complete Edition while it's on sale until November 4th. It's marked down 55% to an all-time low of just $13.49. Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair is an awesome single-player 2D platformer from Team 17 and offers a main story that should last players roughly 15 hours or so to wrap up. Now this is the delightful follow-up to the 3D adventure game Yooka-Laylee and is my personal top side-scrolling platformer on the console. The worlds are bright and vibrant, the soundtrack and sound effects are amazing and reminiscent of old school N64 days, and the controls are perfect. You get to jump, dash, roll, and stomp your way through each of the amazing stages. On top of all of that, each stage has a second version that is totally different from the first. I can't recommend this game enough. If you want an amazing platformer, please check this out before the sale ends on November 4th. It's marked down 75%, matching an all-time low of just $7.49. Blasphemous is a single-player action platformer, again from Team 17, and offers roughly 20 hours of main story gameplay. This game is punishingly difficult and combines fast-paced, skill-based combat with a deep, story-driven narrative. A foul curse has fallen upon the citizens known as the Miracle, and you play as the Penitent One, a sole survivor of the massacre, and you're trapped in this endless cycle of death and rebirth. The game features amazing pixel art graphics and a dark and somber soundtrack to go along with them. You'll have to explore this huge world and overcome fearsome enemies and deadly traps as well. The game is tough, but it's a blast to play and a great value when on sale, so if you're interested, check it out before the sale ends on November 4th. It's marked down 66% to a new all-time low of $8.49. Alright folks, and here are some series sales and some other games to check out while you're still on the eShop. Alright folks, that's going to go ahead and wrap up today's video. Thank you so much, congratulations once again to the winners, and if you made it this far, as always, you are legendary. Once again, I hope you enjoy the holiday season, and you know that we're thankful for your support and love that you give us each week here at the channel. And if this was your first time here, I hope you enjoyed your time and maybe found a deal or two. If you did, please consider joining our family by hitting that red subscribe button down below. With the holidays coming up, it's an added bonus because I promise to keep bringing you some of the best deals each week. Plus, we do our eShop gift card giveaways each month. All you have to do once again to be entered is just be subbed to the channel, make sure to hit the like button down below, and leave us a comment so we can find your name and put you on the list. Alright folks, remember the holidays are right around the corner. Like we said, don't spend all of your money at once, because you never know what's coming tomorrow. Alright folks, thank you once again. Please stay safe out there and enjoy the week. We'll let Little Man take us home as always. Bye everyone.
That's all for today's list. We hope you liked the video. If you did, consider subscribing and liking down below. Okay, bye!